Hello, everyone. This is Pam. We had a little bit of technology challenges. I went through our whole thing and we weren't live, but this is Pam with your Nurse Advocates Consulting. Happy New Year. This is an early Tuesday tips. We are sharing six tips for our aging loved ones to know that they are just as important as the younger generations in setting New Year's goals. So this can be an exciting time for our seniors. So welcome today to today's early edition of Tuesday Tips. We are recording this on New Year's Eve, and we are excited to share these tips and strategies to inspire our aging loved ones to create goals for this upcoming new year. So welcome, and we are glad you are here. My name is Pam Dunwald. I am one of your nurses from Your Nurse Advocates Consulting. And let's go ahead and we're going to talk about 6 tips to create golden goals, a New Year's guide for seniors. So, the start of a new year is more than just another page on the calendar. It's really a perfect time to reflect, reset, and set meaningful, what we're calling golden goals. While many people associate goal setting with the younger generation, the truth is our golden years are full of opportunities to dream, learn, and achieve. I mean, we may be retired, so we have more time. And so maybe some of the goals and dreams that we've kind of put aside are really achievable now. And so no matter your age, it's never too late to strive for personal growth, fulfillment, and joy. So let's get into the golden goals, a New Year's guide for our seniors. So the first tip is embrace the golden years with purpose. A lot of times our aging adults, purpose is something that we feel a lack of, and it's important that we always maintain a sense of purpose. So there's a common misconception that aging marks the end of setting goals or achieving new milestones. That couldn't be further from the truth. Your golden years really offers a unique opportunity to really focus on what truly matters, our passions, health, and the legacy that we want to build and leave for our family and loved ones. So here's a powerful truth to carry with you into the new year's. Your age is not a barrier. And I'm going to say that again. Your age is not a barrier. Whether it's learning something new, improving your health or wellness, or taking a leap towards, a dream that you've held on for a long time, now's the perfect time to make it happen. So think of resolutions or goals, not as these massive life-changing endeavors, but, a steps towards a more purposeful life. So what have you always wanted to try or revisit, maybe that you've thought about in the past? Maybe it's planning that dream trip, learning a new skill, or simply just spending more time with loved ones. Big or small, every goal starts with intention. So our second tip is, overcoming some common challenges that might get in the way. So of course, seniors may face unique challenges when setting and pursuing goals. The older we get, the more healthcare challenges we may have. We may have mobility challenges, to financial constraints or concerns. So it can be feel overwhelming maybe at first, but every challenge has a solution, and we're hoping that some of these tips can help you overcome some of them. So let's talk about just a few of the common challenges and tips that we might need to overcome as aging adults as we're setting our goals. So limited mobility or health concerns. So start small. If physical activity is your goal, begin with something manageable like a daily walk, 10 minutes even, or chair yoga. Consult your healthcare professional for personalized recommendations or to give you the green light to go ahead. You don't want us to jump in, start running, doing all these crazy things, because if you get sore and you don't do it, then you're just going to say, oh, forget it. This is it for me. I can't stress enough to just start very, 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 very small. Another concern is feeling isolated or having a lack of support. So reach out to family, friends, maybe community groups, senior centers. Look for people in the same boat as you are that will offer encouragement, virtual connections, such as online support communities, social media, that can also provide motivation and some companionship. Another concern might be financial constraints. So maybe you need to pursue free or low-cost activities, maybe joining a library book club. The senior centers are usually, or learning a new skill through YouTube. You can learn anything from a YouTube video. From crafts to gardening to all kinds of things. Writing a legacy would be writing your memoir would be a great no cost. All you need is pen and paper, or maybe someone videos you or records you telling stories. But what an amazing thing. And that would fulfill such a purpose to be able to leave all that information about your family to, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. And so for larger goals such as travel, consider, gradual savings or take advantage of senior discounts. So my husband and I, we did our goals. And some of those goals were travel related. So we planned a family Thanksgiving trip to Georgia in 2026. And then my husband and I planned, we got an RV in the fall. So we planned a couple of camping trips. We're going to do the Badlands in South Dakota, and we're going to do Pigeon Forge / Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And so by putting down deposits, getting all of those finalized at this time, we now have the whole year to be able to save. So I know how much money per month that we need to save for all of those trips. And even we've included electric bikes in those. And so I'm a little nervous about that, but we've included that in the savings budget. So, we were able to break it down rather than get a month or two before you have to go and say, oh my gosh, I don't know if we're going to have enough money. So we always like to plan, and I always like to budget. So the last concern is maybe a sense of, it's too late. I'm too old. My ship sailed, I can't. And, the time to start is now. So progress isn't measured by speed. It's measured by effort. So even small strides making progress means you're achieving your goals. So remember, there's so many stories about, such as an 80-year-old mastering a new language, or the senior who completed a marathon in a wheelchair. I mean, I don't personally know those, but I have read enough stories and inspirational stories like that as we do our research in helping to guide our community of aging adults and their adult children. So tip strategy number 3 is goal setting for a well-rounded life. So we're talking about setting meaningful goals. And when I say meaningful goals, it helps to focus on multiple aspects of life. Here's some ideas, some categories that may be for you to consider when you're looking at your planning for the next year. An obvious one for all of us that are aging adults is health and wellness. So maybe something as little as committing to our annual checkups, improving our diet, setting some fitness goals. Maybe we've been told we're pre-diabetic and we want to avoid medication or avoid having to go on insulin. So we're going to really take that seriously. Or maybe we're trying to improve heart health or our mobility. So maybe chair yoga might be a good idea, where you don't have to get out on the floor. Everything that you do is either sitting in a chair or holding onto a chair so you can support yourself. Again, it's not about going all out. It's about, just small steps. Social engagement. Isolation is a huge risk for aging adults. So by strengthening connections, with your family, scheduling regular visits with family, joining maybe the senior center or other clubs for seniors, group classes, meet new friends. We really, really, really want to try to avoid isolation that can lead to depression and many other health challenges. And so us aging adults are really at risk for being isolated from other people. Maybe another category could be lifelong learning. Consider enrolling in a course, learning a language, learning more about a hobby, starting a new hobby, painting, writing. How about gardening? Gardening gets you out in the outside. It is exercise, and it's also purposeful because you're consuming the things that you're growing. If you're growing food, if you're growing flowers, that's a sense of beauty and again a sense of fulfillment and purpose, and it makes you feel good by growing these beautiful flowers that maybe you can give someone, a beautiful flower arrangement from your garden. So lots of things that don't have to cost anything, but that can be very fulfilling. Another category, this is a little bit more of a serious topic. It's on housing. So maybe reflect on your living arrangements. Would downsizing or assisted living provide greater comfort or, security in the future? If you're unable to stay in your current home, what would be an acceptable alternative for you? So start to think about that. Travel, we mentioned that a couple of times. So no dream is too big or too small. So maybe plan a getaway, maybe a close one to start. If you're like me, a little nervous about venturing out, whether it's, visiting a local landmark or a park or exploring, bigger goals such as international destinations that you've always wanted to see. Finances, maybe it's time to get your affairs in order. Maybe it's time to look at your budget. Maybe it's time to look at your finances for retirement. Maybe it's time to visit with the financial planner or the estate planning attorney. that goes right along with advanced life planning. And we just want you to know too that we have a free workshop. It's January 15th. We are looking at what does it take to get your affairs in order. It's a lot more than just advanced directives for healthcare. It's all, we're going to talk about finances. We're going to talk about wills and trusts and how do you get those? What are the resources and what do you need to do? What does that look like? So we'll put that information in the description of the video, so you have a link to be able to learn. Again, that's a free workshop. And so think about what fulfills you. The best goals are the ones that add really true value to your life and well-being. Not you're choosing a goal because you think you should. You're choosing and you're setting a goal because it's what you want. The fourth tip and strategy is the power of planning or writing down goals. And just want to say, if you're joining us live, we so appreciate you're here, but no worries, because we will share this as a recording as well. So the power of planning and writing down goals. So a Harvard study found that individuals who write down their goals are far more likely to achieve them. Why? Because putting goals onto paper makes them tangible and creates accountability. And just a really quick funny story. My husband and I were working on our goals, and at my age, I'm 66, my husband's 68. I have the clothes that I need. I have more shoes than I need. And sometimes I can spend on things that maybe I don't need to. And so one of my goals is, so that we can afford and do our travel goals, is to kind of cutting down on unnecessary spending. And right away, my husband shoves a pad of paper in front of my face with a pen. He says, "Write this down and sign this. I want you to sign this so that you do this." And no, I didn't sign it, but it is written in the goal book that I will cut back on unnecessary spending. So it may be, again, just some simple things. And it really does help by writing things down. So, be specific. Instead of saying exercise more, say take a 15-minute walk every morning or every evening. Break it down. Define smaller, measurable steps that will lead to the larger goal. One of the books I read by Darren Hardy is The Compound Effect. And it says, small things done, consistently turn into big things by the time you're done. And that really is true. So create a schedule, mark your calendar with milestones, keep yourself on track. And reflect regularly. Another good reason for writing down your goals is that you can come back and you can look at them and you can see where you are. It keeps you on track and it shows you where you are right now. So look at them monthly. So having your goals written down isn't just practical, it's empowering. So each time you check something off your list, you feel a sense of accomplishment. And I am one of those people that love lists, and I love to scratch things off. So that is really such a little dopamine, a little adrenaline hit there, when you're able to scratch something off that list. And it does give you that moment of feel good and of accomplishment. So tip number 5, tips for achieving and sustaining goals. So the new year, the year is long, 52 more weeks, 12 more months. And staying motivated can sometimes be a challenge. And we just don't want you to fall into that 3/4 of the people that by January 11th are no longer trying to meet their goals. And we're hoping these tips and strategies can help motivate you or inspire you to continue throughout the year to achieve your goals. So build a support system. Share your goals with family or friends that can help cheer you on, help you to be accountable. We encourage you to share your goals here with us on our platforms in our community. We will be your biggest cheerleaders. So another thing is celebrate every step, every win, no matter how big or how small, is worth celebrating. So did you try a new recipe, finish a book? Give yourself credit. That's also going to help motivate you to keep going. Practice self-care. Remember, rest and recharge. Winter is a time of rest. So maybe it's a time to slow down and work on some of the things that you were, too busy doing before. So balancing effort with self-care, that keeps us going. That gives us some sustainability and stick-to-itiveness. Last is, stay positive. We are going to encounter setbacks. At church, our pastor did a great message on setting goals. And that was one of the things that he talked about, is that, no matter what, we're going to get thrown those curveballs, and not that we're going to give up on our goals, but we're going to have to stop, reevaluate them. Maybe it sets us back a little bit, but what do we do to get back on track, revise the plan, and keep moving forward? So what matters most is that we stick to it and that we are showing progress. And so last but not least, tip number 6 is just a couple of success stories about seniors who have achieved their goals. One of them we called Solo Travel Adventure. This was actually my grandma. My grandma was in her 70s, 75 when she started. My grandpa came over from Sweden on the boat to Ellis Island when he was 25. He loved to fish. He loved the outdoors. He liked to go to different places in the United States. He did not want anything to do with international travel. My grandma, born and raised in Escanaba, Michigan, she wanted to see the world. And so my grandpa wasn't going to stop her from going, but he didn't want to go. So what my grandma did is she joined a travel group. She met a whole new group of women friends that traveled the world together over a period of 7-8 years, and they just had a wonderful time. My grandpa was very happy at home, and my grandma was being able to get those things checked off of her wish list. And so there's ways around that. Maybe it's a health turnaround. Maybe we've had several of our clients successfully manage their diabetes, improve their heart health, and it doesn't have to be this big huge goal, but maybe just to improve your health. And lifelong learning, we knew of a couple that together there was some dementia in their family. One was concerned more than the other of the husband and wife, and they know that by keeping your mind stimulated, that helps to fend off that dementia and help keep your mind sharp. And so they decided to learn a new language. They decided to learn Spanish together, and they enjoyed doing that together. They enjoyed practicing speaking to each other. So that was one of their things. And many aging adults, maybe you don't want to learn a foreign language, but maybe you just want to learn technology, learn how to use a computer, maybe a smartphone, maybe do some online shopping or even social media. Please use caution and have safety measures in place as you explore the internet. Please rely on those around you to help you if you're going to learn this, to make sure that you are doing it safely. So what will your story be this coming year? We would love to hear some of your goals, and as the year goes on, some of your accomplishments, so we can cheer you on and celebrate your wins as well. So it's never too late to dream and achieve the golden years. It's a time of wisdom, potential, and really endless possibilities. So whether you set a goal to improve your health, spend more time on your passions, maybe spend more time with family, or finally realizing that lifelong dream, the new year, can be filled with opportunities for you to grow, discover, and also thrive. And that's what we want you to do, is thrive as an aging adult. At Your Nurse Advocate Consulting, we're here to help guide you, support you, and cheer you on every step of the way, as we've mentioned. Consider joining us again for our Getting Your Affairs in Order, our free workshop. We mentioned that before. We'll put the link in the description. We'd love to have you join us. It's going to be a couple of hours, but you'll walk away with a plan of what you need to do to get your own affairs in order. So together we can make this new year a time of purpose, progress, and joy. And so what goals will you set for yourself? I encourage you to write them down. Write them down, start dreaming, start achieving them, one golden goal at a time. So we want to thank you for joining us for this Tuesday Tips, and we will see you back next week for a new topic. Take care and Happy New Year.